Nikatakata tu hiyo
Sawa,
part.
ianze.
Ianze tu. Yeah.
Sawa. Ndio inaanza. 3 2 1. Mic check 1 2, you know the vibes. Kota podcast episode 6 here. Yeah. Kama dawa tuko na the usual culprits, man like Mwisho and Chiro. And today we have a guest. He goes by the name.
My name is Gift.
Yeah, he's a Liverpool fan. Yeah. So today's episode is about start, sell, bench. Itakuwa very interesting. Yeah, so we'll trend on from goalkeeper. Tutapeana itakuwa like 6 rounds. Yeah, itakuwa unlimited options utaona. So chanianze nitaanza na goalkeeper.
Na okay, before tuanze pia also pia need to the comment section museme nyinyi mngeprefer who and who in each of the rounds. So yeah.
That's all.
So,
Yeah. Goalkeeper Alisson, Ederson, Ramsdale. Me start Alisson, bench Ederson, sell Ramsdale.
Me, I'll start Alisson, bench Ramsdale, sell Ederson.
Me, I'll start Alisson, bench Ederson, and sell Ramsdale.
me, I'll start Alisson, bench Ramsdale, and sell Ederson. Yeah, so
Start Ramsdale.
start Alisson, bench Ramsdale, sell Ederson.
Why? Why sell Ederson?
If you look at Ederson, I don't believe he has that good of a keeping ability, because if you look at how he plays, it's always the defense in front of him that always saves him against everything. Because if you try and just think of it, how many times will you ever hear at Ederson has come to save City? It's always someone like Diaz who will save.
Against Bayern?
Sane was shooting from 30 yards out. I mean,
Still.
you can't say
But
Ati
okay.
now that was supposed to be at
But
goal.
he has
or
the
something.
highest save percentage in the Champions League this season.
And
So that means something. In number one.
But those shots, if you look at most of the shots he's faced, it's not at something from point blank range that you can say he's actually saved the team. It's something that it reaches a point, the team is just frustrated, nothing is going well, and then the guy just decides, let me shoot.
But
and
also,
then it's just to his word, and then he picks it up.
But also, see, pia mko notice how like Ramsdale amekuwa concede so like silly goals, like
you see, Ramsdale.
amekuwa kide.
Mimi hiyo point ya mwisho ya nini itaje? Mmeconcede bongapi Champions League? Utapata ni few na the shots mna concede na ni on target ana save, so obvious percentage itakuwa high.
Yeah.
So hiyo is that
You can't always say hivyo, but also
mimi hadi sana kwa bench yangu because I feel mimi hadi kucheza from the back
because mimi na
Ramsdale
ako concede so
Alisson pia kuna mistake in him pia.
You see, you can't say
he's been conceding so like he's been like
you can say he's making mistakes, yes, but you see, he's making the mistakes, but at the same time, if you look at his keep, you see that most of the mistakes he's made are because he's had the ball at his feet. But every time that he has to do his job, which is being a keeper and stopping the shots, he's done it quite well. Because look at the Liverpool game. Also, if you look at some of these other games, he's had quite a number of good saves. While as Ederson, everyone just knows him because he knows how to pass well. But no one will ever commend his keeping ability.
okay, but one thing you can agree that Ederson has the best distribution in the game
Now,
as
you
a
see,
keeper.
yeah,
Yes,
That's
ndio.
true.
you see, that's
That's
true.
true.
But
His saving is not
Yeah,
on point.
yeah.
and what's a
Like
keeper's
people
job?
who does both, not one.
Yeah.
But also, you know, it also depends on the system because Adi Cruyff mwenyewe alisema
System in
Cruyff
favor.
mwenyewe alisema
Hadi
the
mnasemanga-
goalkeeper is the first defender. I mean, the goalkeeper is the first attacker and the attacker is the first defender.
Hadi mimi nasemanga KDB za itwaje? System merchant.
I know.
Who?
Hiyo system in favor. Hiyo
Okay,
system ya
okay, I don't really think.
ebu
that-
create scenario sema ika sidhani KDB anaweza perform vile ameperform City tuseme mweke scenario ya Man U wewe ambaye umeenda like 4 managers like,
He did his
I
qualities
think
that
in a way
Like
you
his
can't,
quality.
because
Yes,
you
like
know,
system memfavor.
You
Mi
can't
kwangu
see-
system
but-
memfavor.
okay, you see, if you look at it in the terms of city wise, then you can say that. But
Hadi
if you
uki-
look
hadi-
at when he was at Wolfsburg, remember he's the one who had to do everything
and
for
he won
himself.
MVP that season.
Bundesliga taxi work, but ona
But
Sancho
alikuwa
wanafanya nini
Wolfsburg,
sahi?
hakuwa Bayern
Angalia
ama
Haaland.
Dortmund, alikuwa Wolfsburg.
Haaland ni different. Haaland hadi akienda Watford atafunga
So,
bado
okay,
atakuwa top
Suarez.
scorer. Eh?
Suarez aliperform
Suarez ako
Ajax,
Bundesliga.
akaperform tena nini, akaperform
Firmino.
tena.
Ajax si Bundesliga.
Okay,
Firmino.
Son
Firmino came from Schalke.
Son came from Bayern Leverkusen. Na pia anaperform Prem.
Only a few, si wengi.
No, you can't say De Bruyne is undoubtedly class.
It's class,
his
like
quality is
mbona
that you see. The
afanyangi
things he
hivyo
does, always say
Belgium?
Martin because of the system.
Mbona afanyangi hivyo? Sije Belgium ina
Belgium
in charge
anafanya-
ya-
It's not his fault, it's
It's not
Ah,
his fault.
yeah.
Lukaku's finishing.
Yeah.
Bado.
Oh, okay.
System merchant.
That's a discussion for another day. So Saini mimi.
Mm.
So, okay, now defenders. Start, sell, or bench. I have Sergio Ramos, Thiago Silva, and who's this guy again? Sache ukitaka tipata.
Unaona?
Nice. Okay. Defender, start, sell, or bench. I have Thiago Silva, Pique, and Sergio Ramos. So acha so yanze.
Sergio Ramos, Pique.
And Thiago Silva.
Hii ni tricky. Oh, and I feel start Ramos. I think he's the greatest defender post 2010. Bench Thiago Silva. Alafu sell Pique. Pique hadi kwa all of those players tumetaja. Pique peke yake ndo ameretire. Ina speak volume because quality imeisha. Kina Ramos bado anacheza PSG. Ramos kwanza kwa outstanding hiyo PSG uliocho game ya Bayern ungeona yeye
Yeah,
ako
he's the
ni
one who's trying to
Yeah.
command the team. Yes.
Thiago Silva hiyo ndo
He's the pillar stone of
Chelsea
defense.
ana perform year in year out regardless. I think Thiago Silva ndo the oldest kwa hiyo list. Hiyo consistency from PSG coming to Chelsea akasaidia Chelsea kushinda Champions League hiyo 20 Tuchel era. Na Pique hadi mimi pia system merchant kiplani but ana hiyo clutch kwangu. Itikitaka ina mfavor.
I also like the same. I'll start Ramos, bench Thiago Silva, and sell Piqué.
Boy.
I like find consistency because you see the consistency for Thiago Silva will be like out of 10 games, be like 8, and then now I'll sell Piqué because he's not that consistent day in day out.
Okay, for me, I'll start Ramos, I'll bench Pique, and I'll sell Thiago Silva. First of all, Thiago Silva, no debate. He's been the best defender post 2010. He's been, I think, the most consistent
Thiago
out of
Silva?
the three. I mean, Sergio Ramos, sorry.
Oh.
Sergio Ramos. He's been the most consistent out of the three. So, now as Ampatia, for sure. Pique, I think this guy's underrating Pique because, first of all, out of the three, he's the best ball playing centre back, which is an essential component you have to have in this today's in the modern game.
Angekuwa nayo basi angekuwa anacheza sasa.
Everything
You know,
kwake, everything kwake
yeah,
ni tu
ball
you
playing.
know how to play with
You
the
have to
ball.
know how to play the ball because also
But that's only one.
Remember,
system.
you want-
also
That's one.
you want-
system.
Ndio nasema
You're the primary
system
job.
merchant. Hiyo
You want a
system
primary
inamfavor.
job. The primary
Sahi-
job
know,
of a defender. You see, yes, you know.
but
how to-
he can
you know,
ping a long ball to the winger and start an attack.
You know, yes,
Also
he
look at
can.
that
but
that
but when he's
situation.
but
Look
when,
how
but
many
when he's under
times-
pressure when guys are coming against him, he wasn't as good.
But
If you look at the defenders that you used to his partnership,
Unafikiria
But you
You
can't
can't
say he's been the Spain squad for like over 10 years in the starting 11, also in the back squad. So for you to be in the starting 11 for that period of
Sergio Ramos.
time,
you see he was
I see,
good.
that means he was good.
hadi Thiago.
You see he was good, but it's just
He was not
you taking
that
that
good.
you taking that route is the same way you can take the same route as if you compare Puyol. Did Puyol play with Pique? Yeah, Puyol and Pique and Ramos and Varane. You see, Ramos is the same as Puyol. They are the ones who are commanding the def. They
Yeah.
are the ones who
Yeah,
were doing the job as
yeah,
defenders.
that's true.
But when you look at both Varane and Pique, yes, they're doing the job as a defender, but they're I can't say they're put as decoys, but they don't you'd never see them lunging into those tackles
Okay,
trying
yeah.
to get tactical fouls. Them they just have the ball and try to release it.
Okay, that's true. But
I think-
also,
Ngoja. Mbona kina Thiago Silva anafanyia Chelsea sai? Unaweza fikiria Pique
but PK pia unajua kuna
Pique tuseme the only team has
what
succeed
Thiago
side
Silva is-
Prem labda tu ni City kwa sababu hiyo system inamfavor.
na pia
Lakini
Brighton.
ukimweka kwa Brighton like pia saa zingine lazima pia Brighton saa zingine lazima udefend.
But yeah,
Brighton
it's-
bado
Asadi
hajafika
Pep
City
mwenyewe
standard.
alisema it's the best.
Amefika yes,
Hmm?
but bado hajafika hiyo standard.
But mi nasema basically also kuna aspect pia game ya PK yenye Arsenal. Unajua first of all PK.
Hajakataa kona
How many goals did
sisi
PK score for Barcelona?
tunaangalia overall. Hatuangalii tu moja.
Yeah,
You know,
but
you can't always-
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Overall, the fact that also PK used to go and attack and inasaidia
Ramos
attack.
akona
But
more-
Ramos also used to-
Ramos ilikuwa jua headers na penalties.
Sawa,
PK alikuwa
sawa.
anaenda forward na
Sasa,
funga.
lakini hadi umeanzisha Ramos. Debate yetu ni Thiago Silva na
That's only
Pique.
Na
yeah,
Pique.
yeah.
Si nasema why
Yeah.
did compare PK na PK Thiago Silva na hiyo nini ya PK yenye ateneza enda mbele a contribute kwa play na afunge. And then pia kwa ball playing PK is better. Defending PK set nimesema ni
But
msema.
see, not compared
But you
to
see, you
Thiago
can't really
Silva
put
and,
them anywhere.
But he's not a
Yeah.
bad defender. He's a good defender.
Yeah, but you can't put them
defensively.
anywhere near.
if you angekuwa that good enough angekuwa bado anacheza. Angekuwa anaingia baka squad sahi. Ina speak
bana,
for him.
Yeah. You can't say
Walikuwa na
Eh, pia
rebuild. Walikuwa na
Hadi
rebuild.
Thiago Silva
Walitoa Messi. Walikuwa na rebuild.
Messi. Remember, it was because of wages.
wages.
It's
Messi
not that
si-
he, because they didn't like.
si hadi Messi anaweza rudi.
Because of PK, by the way. PK refused to cut down his
Oh,
wages.
yeah, but that's true. That's true. Okay, yeah. Plus, also, he has the baddest. He had the baddest wife in the game.
We
He still
fumbled.
fumbled her.
Alifumble jamani. Na jam. Unashika
Yeah,
tena
with a
jam.
jam.
Ai.
But also, it didn't make sense. That scandal. It wasn't really.
Ina make sense kwa sababu hiyo jam yenye
Kila
Shiki yako
mtu
anakula.
Ah,
Eh,
Hakuna msee alikuwa
anakula
anakula
ni
bao.
Shakira peke yake. So unakuja unapata imeisha.
Shangaa, rada.
okay,
Na
yeah.
before hizo stuff of course unaweza pata walikuwa na many
issues, of course, yeah.
Many issues.
India.
Yeah. But me, Ramos to start, obviously. Bench Thiago Silva and sell PK. I don't underrate PK.
hadi mimi sana red pickle but
PK
kwa hiyo
is good, but if you try to compare defending as what you're trying to do
Yeah.
between PK and Thiago Silva,
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Thiago Silva did his work well at PSG. He was wonderful. He's come to Chelsea despite them struggling in form.
against all I think in the best consistent player
Yeah, he was
Chelsea
always
sahi,
consistent.
this season.
He's always getting the work in.
But these days he gets injured a lot, Pia.
Si age.
Of course, age now is catching
Hadi
up to
Ramos
him,
right now
because
pia
Ramos isn't always also in.
pika ameretire hadi
But
Kings League.
PK has already gone to start his own league, so I mean, it's not too bad, but yeah, I don't.
Attack.
Oh, the attack. This one is actually where I want guys to comment. Between Prime Salah, Prime Hazard, and Prime Ronaldo, all in the Premier League. Who would
Prem,
you say?
Only in the
Yeah,
Prem.
in the
Prem.
Prem. In the Prem. This one is specific. In their time in the Prem. And Ronaldo leave alone now this time that he came the second time. I'm talking about Ronaldo's first time. The first time he was at Man U. Leave alone right now when he fell off with Man U.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Ukianza juni yako.
oh, yeah, me if I start, what?
Hadi mimi yangu ni-
It's quite
Cool.
tricky, but for me, I would say I would start Prime Hazard, I would bench Salah, and I would sell Ronaldo.
Why?
Why?
It's quite tough. I mean, for me, if you look at Hazard and Salah, also Ronaldo during his time he was quite a beast because remember he came to the Man U squad when he was young. He was taken under wings by his teammates and he was able to like perform during that time. But if you look at now someone like Salah and Hazard, Salah, if you can remember, he came as a reject. He was a reject from Chelsea. Then he had to keep on going out to different teams trying to find form. But when he came to Liverpool, he found something and clicked, and he was able to just start scoring all the time. So may I put him on the bench because Salah knows how to get the goals when you need them, and his dribbling ability is also quite good. Same as to Ronaldo. That's why this is quite hard. But for me, I put Hazard number one because Hazard in Premier League, he was just, I don't know. He's one of the best players I've ever seen. I mean, yeah, he would go through defenses. He knew how to attack. He knew how to assist. He knew how to score. He knew how to dribble. He was always the main guy to watch every time. You didn't want your team to face them when Hazard is fit because Hazard you just know he's gonna be a menace to the defense. So for me, I think Hazard deserves that spot. Yeah.
Okay, for me, I'd start Ronaldo, I'd bench Salah, and sell Hazard. Ronaldo because he actually won a Ballon d'Or while playing in the Prem, which I don't think many people have done.
Bidhi kuna player mwingine
Into
ameshinda-
Michael Owen.
Michael Owen.
So then he came 07 or 08 season, he won the PFA. He scored 31 goals in one Premier League season, despite not being an attacker. That time he was playing as a left midfielder, not even as a left winger, left midfielder. And so the fact that he came from the Portuguese league, Liga Nos, and he came into the Prem and made such an impact to Manchester United, he was able to score the goals, get the assists. Then at that time, it's like where he was more skillful as a player during his time at Manchester United. Yeah, so for sure I put Ronaldo number one. Then Salah at bench. I'd bench Salah because of his consistency. He's shown throughout the period at Liverpool. The thing with the Hazard is there's so many times where he got injured, and so you can't rely on him on his fitness. But Salah's been fit almost throughout the whole Liverpool career that he's been, and he's been averaging like 20 goals each and every season. So that's why I'd put Salah above Hazard. Hazard has been a splendid player, Sezi Qatar, but now the fact that his fitness hasn't been that great, then there's also some seasons where he wasn't there. Okay, he used to put in good performances, but like throughout the season, he wasn't that as like high as people rate him. So that's why I'd sell Hazard.
Because we're talking prime, I'll take prime Salah, start. Bench, I'll bench prime Ronaldo, I'll sell Hazard. Me, I think it's normally hard. Like, for example, when he was in Chelsea, Salah now, he was a reject. So, coming and then scoring, was it 32 goals
Yeah,
in one season?
it's crazy.
See, it's normally hard.
Jamaa averaging like 20 seasons ago.
20
20 goals
yeah,
a season.
Mm.
So you see, that's consistent. That's what I think. That's why like Liverpool won their league, also their Champions League. So it's normally hard because he was a reject. The only reason Hazard is bottom is only because like Ronaldo was almost as good as Salah, but not better.
Start Ronaldo. Bench. Hapa niko biased. Hapa speaking out of hate. Bench Hazard sell. Bana sasa ametuterrorize Prem sana. But on real sense a bench Salah sell Hazard. Yeah. Hiyo point ya mwisho ya Hazard wasn't fit. Kuna season alienda like hiyo season Chelsea walimaliza number 10
Yeah.
after they won the Premier previous. Mourinho was sacked. See, Hazard went missing the whole season. Pia walikuwa na fitness issues. Na you hardly hear Salah ameumia. Hii ni kitu ingine. He's always there. 20 goals a season atakupea. That Bandalino hajaishinda, but yeah. For me, start Roro, bench Salah, sell Hazard. But at mid Bellingham, Enzo Fernandez, Camavinga. Taanza. Start Camavinga. Bench Bellingham, sell Enzo. I feel Camavinga is, kwa hii list Camavinga is I think the most underrated and Bellingham is the most overrated. He's overhyped just because he has a British passport by the English media. And he's doing it in Dortmund. Once akishaingia akiwa Premier League jazz aingie Man New City game moja tu afanye tu vitu za ufala, miss touches nini zitakuwa clipped. Unajua vile English players are banga, yeah.
Okay.
But unajua pale Dortmund you don't see much of him, you just see glimpse. But with Camavinga, I feel Camavinga ameperform consistent, very consistent, very versatile. Like right now he's a left back Real. Jamaa as a play as a 10, can play as a CM na bado CDM. Ni kama Valverde hivi, but yeah. And what he did last season champion when Chelsea were almost coming back, Santiago, essentially Camavinga bench impact and I think waka-equalize alafu Chelsea went through. I feel is out of all those three, Kamavinga is the most underrated na anaperform the most. Enzo I think I haven't seen much of him, but I think he has a good talent. Bellingham, the reason why I bench Bellingham,
Bench.
I mean a bench. Sinasema start Kamavinga, bench
Tena
Bellingham,
Enzo.
sell Enzo. Enzo, I haven't seen much of him.
Yeah.
Akuina
Yes,
not a good Chelsea side, so Adi of course at a struggle. Bellingham, I saw him performing in the World Cup. So isn't acha come prem to one sasa. But my advice for him, come prem, just go to Real.
Me, I'll start Kamavinga, I'll bench Enzo, I'll sell Bellingham. Me, why I'm starting Kamavinga is also because of the same thing. He's a versatile player. So, like, let's say if your team has like injuries and things like that, so you see, he'll help like teams. Because right now, teams wale wanateseka sana ni kama Liverpool. If Liverpool had like a player who could play left back once, Sale Robertson ameumia.
Kuna Milner.
When you have like a CDM, now you see Fabinho is, I don't know, he's lying about his age or lie. See, so he comes in, benches him. And then I like Enzo because you see the first game for Argentina was it Iraq or Iran?
Yeah.
Enzo, I don't think so started
No,
that game.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
Then-
he didn't start that game.
Yeah.
And then that's the only game they lost. So see,
Yeah.
when he entered,
Transformed
changed.
the team.
Which led to Messi winning his World Cup. Bellingham is not yet proven.
Mm.
Him is still
Think
young, he
ako
still
over.
has time.
Because over very overhyped.
I know I'm a Liverpool fan, but I don't want Bellingham now.
Okay, hata kama unamtaka set anaweza
Needed.
kuja anyway. Guys aren't even the yeah. Champion hadi amta qualify.
Imagine auski jamaa na
He
shida.
wants Liverpool though.
Are you
That's
sure?
why he wants to stay one more
Are you
season.
sure? Wala?
See, Adi, like it was said, he wanted to come to Liverpool, but because we can't afford him,
Yeah.
he'd rather
He's
stay there.
FSG.
Wala?
He'd rather stay there and hope that Liverpool find funds to buy him.
130
than to
But
go to
I
another
think
club.
it's because like
Man.
he has like akona
In Liverpool.
friendships most at the club.
I
Like
think
akona
Liverpool fan.
is a Liverpool. Nah.
I don't
I
think
don't know.
so.
Maybe Gerrard.
He
fan.
came from which
Okay,
team? He came from
he
the
came from Birmingham.
Birmingham,
He was
yeah.
in Birmingham, then went
To the-
because he used to. Yeah, he was at Birmingham, then went. Then now he wants to come back to
I
English.
think
football.
ataka English kwa sababu he
Yeah,
wants to prove himself.
yeah.
But
Maybe
my
he should
advice,
go
enda
to
to
Real
Real,
first.
enda
He
Real.
goes Real
Real
first, then
div-
comes Liverpool last.
Okay. But also Real unafikiria because say first of all Modric na Kroos wamesign contract extension.
hiyo ni one. As in
So hadi
Aussie,
akikam atacheza kweli.
Mi sioni ana.
Itakuwa detrimental kwa game yake ili
Yeah.
tu aende place na kushua bet anaanza.
Mi niko
But
sure.
now you see, if you come in, like if you come to the Premier League and you don't play well,
Play
Yeah,
well.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
This is like that, but
But
you
me
see-
prefer like I place I go at least niko sure.
You see, at least if he comes to the Prem, yes, he's going to get all the hate because of the mistakes that he might do. But look at Real Madrid. Someone like Tchouameni, he came in, he was quite a good talent. But the number of games he's come on as a sub is because there is no way that he can play well. So, what I'm trying to mean is that there is no. Oh, yeah, there is no way that someone like Bellingham would go to Real at this current moment because
Hadi
uh,
akina Modric for me. As in really need a long time.
Yeah,
Kwa sababu in the next 2 or 3 years I don't think akina Modric and Toni Kroos.
of course they won't
Watakuwa-
be there, but you see someone like Bellingham, considering all of the hype that he has and everything, considering all the hype and everything that he has, he wouldn't want to go. He wouldn't want to go and just sit on the bench for Real Madrid. He'd rather even stay at
hey, he rather
Dortmund
stays at Dortmund.
and play
Yeah.
there. Because okay, let me first say his.
And don't you give me a Chelsea BVB. Hey, but Dortmund, I mean, Bellingham I went missing ban. You give me one ends.
Hello.
You see, you
I
watched,
feel
that
too
was what second leg or first leg.
second leg.
You see,
First
you
leg.
didn't watch first leg.
Second leg is here or game when it really matters. No, you have to step up.
Let me
For me,
just
na
say,
feeling
then
like
I'll
over
say.
very
Me,
overhyped.
I'd start Kamavinga at bench Enzo, then I'd sell Bellingham. Kamavinga, that's self-explanatory because also so he has touched on the matter. So he's versatile, akona stamina. Yeye ni kama like Kante hivi by the way. Naweza mkompea na Kante, mtu kama Kante. Na anakaa akona bright future. Kwanza siku hizi naonanga amekuwa akipiga gym, so hiyo physicality pia
Sasa
nayo
kila player
ameingiana.
anapiga
Angalia
gym.
pia
Wewe umeona hiyo picha Kenya aliweka bro, acha ujinga.
Ah,
How many players wako na hiyo physicality size?
wengi.
Anyway, at the bench Enzo.
Adam.
Okay, now the debate now is about Enzo and Bellingham. Enzo, because his time at during the World Cup, man, he came and transformed the Argentinian squad. Because first of all, he's young. Hakuna mtu alikuwa anajua Enzo vile alikam World Cup. Sote tulimjulia World Cup na vile alikam, and he played well. He, I think, contributed to some of the goals. Also, Chelsea, I was seeing a stat recently, since Akuji in the Prem, he's had the most progressive passes to the final third. So that means also he's forward-minded, so which is a player you need in your squad. And so but now Chelsea can struggle a striker, so his output haiwezionekana vizuri, but I feel next season akiwa a good transfer window atakuwa sawa. But Enzo, I like how he plays. He seems composed with the ball. He's technically is good. Bellingham also is a good technical player, but also I feel also British passport imefanya wasema overrate. But aside from the fact he's still a good player, he has a good shot. He can take on a player, kuna flair in him. So matter of time to najua he has a potential wise. Naweza sema he has the most potential out of the three, but saizi namweka nasema sell.
For me, of course, I'll go contradictory to all of you. I'll start Bellingham. I would bench Kamavinga and sell Enzo. So why I say start Bellingham? I don't know why, but of late, I've actually been watching Bundesliga, and whenever I watch Dortmund play, they might not always like have the big results, but whenever you look at the midfield, Bellingham, remember, he's only like 19 or 20 years.
Yeah.
He's the one who controls the whole team. He acts as a leader even without the armband in it. Even you could see it clearly in the World Cup. Every time, every foul, everything that happened, Bellingham would go and act as the leader, despite someone like Harry Kane being on the pitch. So I also rate Bellingham. Yes, guys might say that English tax has helped him, but
Which you can't refuse.
I can't refuse that.
Yeah.
It helped him because now that's why he's known that well compared to Enzo.
But
and
like, do you think like
Camavinga.
what Birmingham did that hadi wakaritia shati yake, unaona ilikuwa too much?
That's too much.
That was too
That
much.
was too much.
Of
And
course,
he's 19.
Yeah, man, hadi amekam too juicy bana.
of course, I think they made it, they exaggerated
Yeah.
it. But you see, at the same time, we don't know what he did. Yes,
But-
it was too much, but
Hadi hiyo team, hadi-
I
Kama
don't know
kama
why
back
he
yenyewe ijareturn number 10 shot.
of course,
Um,
yeah, I can say they overdid it with
Yeah.
them doing that.
hadi
But
haiku nini championship as in haiku
kwenda,
promotion.
yeah.
manze.
But for me, yeah, I still rate Bellingham highly because when you look at his game, he always has a forward-minded thought, and he still knows, like, how do I say, he's a box-to-box midfielder
Yes.
who you'd like to have because he has. That's why Liverpool would have wanted him, because he's like Ana Wijnaldum who would have come to the team, who can defend
Gerrard.
and still attack.
Yeah.
That's him is special. Gerrard is Gerrard. Please. Yeah, so you would need
But
someone who
he
can go
cost
in
you the
front.
league.
Who?
Gerrard.
Still won us the Champions League, which you don't have. So please, keep
Which
quiet.
about to get this season. So
Relax. Did Toure do that? Shut up. Okay. Let me finish. Yeah, so I would start Bellingham. I would put Kamavinga on the bench because I mean he can do it all. He can play left back right now where he is. He can play mid. Even maybe he could play centre back. We don't know. Just that they have better centre backs. But yeah, and I won't sell Enzo because Enzo's hype came after the World Cup, and we haven't really seen too much of him. And also, if you look during that World Cup period, you can say yes, he helped in the team, but also he wasn't like, you can't say he was the main.
you won the sina best young player World Cup.
Mimi nilikuwa fikiri itakuwa
Yeah.
Alvarez.
Na pia unafaa kufikiria pia World Cup is the like biggest stage in the world.
Where it matters.
Wait, hapo sasa ndo who is who.
Ni
But you see, at the same time,
Yeah.
he's won the best player at that time because
Best young player.
he's the one who reached. Most of the time, if you look at it, it's the two teams who have reached the final.
But okay, apart
And then
from like Enzo ungepatia hiyo award best young player.
Alvarez. For me,
Yeah,
I think Alvarez
okay.
had a better World Cup than him.
Wezi joke sababu huko like game zote za
Of course I
Argentina.
took watch all games.
Watu
and
wengi saa zingine pia si
wouldn't
bao,
know.
not bao pia saa zingine.
Yeah.
Unaangalia labda chiki hiyo impact alileta to Argentina's midfield.
Yeah. Maybe hadi hizo bao Alves alifunga kama
Funga
ingekuwa-
courtesy of Enzo.
Okay, we
So,
didn't watch all, so
yeah.
I can't speak too much, but that's
Yeah.
why me I would say
Okay.
sell.
Sasa.
Eh.
So next thing
Before tuendelee.
Mm.
Ili tuseme let me exclude let me bring like Pedri.
That is number one for sure.
Spirit.
Pedro atakuwa number 1.
Tuendelee.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So midfielders now. This sana defensive midfielders, but start sell or bench Toni Kroos, Pirlo or Sergio Busquets. So sijui tuanze hapo.
I feel like
So
all
ina-
over the place.
Bad.
How?
Like, you see, if you take all the three, Busquets is now the CDM.
Cruz is not.
Cruz,
But he can play as a
Kroos,
CDM.
they can.
But
And also in a way
he-
it really plays like as okay.
Okay, yes,
So
he
what
does.
does
He
he
plays
do
as,
again?
let's say he's a CM. Is
But
a CM,
overall game, okay, as a midfield overall game.
then that changes the whole
Yeah.
perspective.
I'm just saying overall game. Not set sana. Yeah, just so tuanzie basi.
You say overall game, then that changes everything.
Ama
You
nande
want start or I
kwanza.
start?
Mi na start ngoja. Unasema? Pirlo,
Busquets, Cruz.
start Pirlo, bench Busquets, sell Cruz.
Hmm?
Start Pirlo, sell Busquets, sell Cruz.
I think for me, I would start Cruz, bench Busquets, and sell Pirlo.
Yeah.
Oh, best at Pirlo. Sell. I'd sell Cruz and then bench Busquets.
For me, I'd start Pirlo, I'd bench Cruz, and I'd sell Busquets.
Pia reason hii.
Because me first of all, Pirlo,
Kwanza sikuachi game ya Pirlo, mi nimegive.
this guy, he's like he personified the deep lying playmaker. You know, he wasn't the best defensively. He wasn't agile or had the speed, but the fact that he is passing, he could come back. He was composed the ball, ping a long ball to the wingers or the strikers, and he also could take on an opponent, which I liked about his game. Also, the fact that he's been very consistent throughout his career. He won 2 Champions League titles with AC Milan. In 2011, he was sold by AC Milan, in fact, because that he was considered too old. That time he was 32 years old, but then he came at Juventus and won the MVP on Serie A 3 times in a row. He also won a couple of titles with Juventus.
Juventus ilikuwa na run the
He also took Juventus to the Champions League final in 2015, but unfortunately they lost. But Pirlo, I'd start him for sure. I'd bench Kroos because I also like how Kroos usually plays, and his understanding of the game. He knows what he's the one who controls the tempo. He's like the engine of the whole actually Real Madrid team, I'd say, because he knows how to control the tempo. He's been very good at Bayern, at Real, and I'd sell Busquets because I feel now when I let you to say a system player, because I feel Busquets
system merchant.
Yeah. it's the merchant here.
Mm.
Juu Busquets, unajua the thing
You
is
can't take him to
wesema ati he's the most technically gifted midfielder ama is that ni homse like unasema there's something he can do that unajua like ukiangalia mtu kama like De Bruyne ama Modric, there's something Arsenal anafanya ni another midfielder easy, but Busquets there's nothing specifically that he can do. Okay, he knows how to understand the game, that's for sure, but the thing with Busquets, hiyo sana inamsaidianga kwa game yake, not like he's a good passer or he's good defensively, just he knows how to understand the game, which I feel the other two which I've mentioned, they also have that aspect in the game and also wakona more compared to Busquets. So yeah, but not take anything from Busquets, but sell Busquets.
For me, I think that Busquets is good. Like me, I quite rate him highly a bit, because if you look, yes, he's a system merchant, but you see, just because he's a system merchant, you have to fit in that system for you to be able to be called a system merchant. So in that system that he is in, which is in Barca, he's been able to play well. He's been able to play well, and and he's been able to like adapt to the role around him, and that's why he's playing quite well. Because if you
But
look at
also okay, hiyo pati ya kuadapt pia ametoka La Masia, so hiyo team ilikuwa tu amelelewa na hiyo system.
you see, yes, he
Like
has,
a tu mara moja hapo
na
ndani.
pia PK. Still
but it's yeah. then we're
No, but
going
this
back
is
to
square. This is about the 3 midfielders.
Yeah, but then now that's why I've said I've
Yeah.
benched him because he's not a bad
Umesell
player.
nani?
Me, I'm selling Pirlo.
Pirlo.
Honestly, because I didn't watch too much of him.
Okay.
I heard he was a great playmaker, but you see,
Okay.
I can't
Yeah.
can't testify.
So
It's just things that I've heard, but I've seen Busquets and I've seen.
I didn't know what's
Chris.
the pen explanation. No, you want to Cruz na
Busquets. Pirlo
But-
is someone who we used to hear that because
but
you see, yes, at that time when he was at Juventus, he used to play well, but most guys remember Pirlo, prime Pirlo for his AC Milan days.
but you alishinda best player Serie A 3 times at
But you see,
Juve.
did you watch any of the games?
Ilikuwa
You see,
si champion.
you see, you're using the stats.
Champion 2014 13 Serie A tulikuwa na zone.
You are class 3. What football was
Kwani
mastering at that
hawezi
time?
na ball class 3.
Huh? Ati highlights.
Kwani ona 13 14 finali ile ya Real na Atletico amkuona. Mimi
Imagine me, I don't even think.
The first Champions League
The
final
first-
online niliwatch nile about
My first Champions League final was.
mimi
Niyo-
mi yangu sasa ilikuwa hiyo ya Chelsea
I
versus
think mine was in
Bayern.
2017.
Hiyo ile ya
Eh,
hiyo
Yeah, that was my first Champions League final that I
Oh,
watched
yeah.
fully was the one for
2015 nililala nusu.
Liverpool.
ile ya Barca.
Ya Barca ilishinda ya Juve.
Tunakumbuka nikianea.
Liverpool Real.
That was my first
Final
full
yako ilikuwa?
match. The other ones I used to watch half and just give up. I mean, I wasn't.
Wait, was this a final then which Ronaldo and Mandzukic?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
first
for ilikuwa 4-1.
Very 4-1
Yeah,
ile
ilikuwa 4-1.
Casemiro.
Wewe ni Man City.
Yeah, Man City
Scored
kafunga,
goal and
yeah.
he scored.
In 2017.
That's the first one.
In 2017.
Yeah, but
Okay, maybe watched not a considerable amount of his career but some parts.
yeah, you see. So,
So, I mean,
that's why I
that's an
haven't
issue.
rated him that highly compared
And
to
also-
someone like
mm.
Cruz.
Okay.
If you look at Cruz,
Cruz hadi sasa anacheza.
Who?
I think Pirlo alita.
Si alisha US akarita huko ma
Yeah.
2018.
so but me, I'll put Cruz number 1 because when you look at his abilities in the midfield, he wasn't the best when coming to anything defensive because I don't really remember seeing him ever like doing those defensive apart from now because of his age. But when you look at everything to do with offensive, Cruz, once he picks up the ball, it's always an issue because I can't remember when Real removed Liverpool, leave alone this season, the last time they met, I think it was in quarterfinals or round of 16. Cruz had 2 assists, and if you look at the assists,
Yeah.
both of the balls were from his own half,
Yeah,
and a through ball all the way till
Yenye alipatia Vinicius.
Yeah. So if you try and think about that, how many players right
Can
now
think about
more players are developing to do it. Right now there are many players
But
who
he's one
are
of the
starting
best
to
at
do
it.
it. But yeah, I can't say the pioneer, but he's
Okay, pia hii ni swali aside, who's a better long range passer, De Bruyne ama Cruz? Msikuwe
Long range.
biased.
Long
Msikuwe
range.
biased, yeah.
I'm not being biased. I'd say Cruz. I'm not being
De
biased.
Bruyne.
Of course, you would say
Long
De
range.
Bruyne.
De Bruyne.
Okay.
Mnakumbuka hii assist fulani ilikuwa sijui Stones ama tulikuwa shule hadi tukiona. Ilikuwa against Aston Villa ama West Ham. Nye alichapa na left foot yake, alitana kachapa na left foot yake like almost from near our half. I think tuliona hiyo game tu, I think mmekomza kama mmesahau. But ilikuwa hiyo season ya 2020-2021. But long range,
De Bruyne anafanyanga more crossing.
Okay, me wouldn't say at
Yeah, I think it's inch.
Final ball.
inch
Na
perfect.
ile pass ya Sane against
Feeling your
Stoke.
final
You
ball
see,
yake
if you
ndio
look at-
fiti.
Yeah.
If you look at his balls, you
Final
know the
ball.
way you've said you've put it into a
In the
small
position of
bracket.
half.
You've put it that at
Yeah.
who is a long range. You know, long range is
Yeah.
not long range is like what you see Trent doing a cross ball from here, from his
From
right
his own
back,
half, his
from
own
right
half.
back all the way till Jota, who is left wing. That's now long range. So if you're trying to say long range as that, Cruz
Yeah.
has taken him out by far.
KDB
Ati
was-
by far.
That's
most-
not bad.
yeah, with
KDB,
cross,
if you look
by
at
far.
most of KDB's goals,
Yeah, them nine counter
even
sana.
if you see, I'm telling you the
Come
truth.
on.
Even I know you're a City fan and you'll say you watch.
I'm
a
not
lot of
being
De Bruyne.
biased.
But if you look at most of De Bruyne's assists,
We
if
should
you
have
look
bias.
at most of his best assists that he's
Bias
done,
Oyengo.
they're normal.
Oh, so
Even I
about
can
biasness.
tell you, most of his best assists they've been on the right wing, and what he's done, the right back. Let's say if it's Kyle Walker, he'd run in
Now
front.
with
He's passed,
cross.
then he's passed back. Then De Bruyne, because he knows how to make the inch perfect pass.
You know,
He does from the right wing. He does a cross, which
And
goes
after back
across
post.
through the whole defense,
Back
and
post
the
for
back
an
post
easy
person
finish.
is the one who scores. Because why do you think Sterling and Sane used to have the most goals at?
yeah, because of De Bruyne.
Yeah, and how was De Bruyne passing to them?
Kwani hiyo si long range pass?
Cross.
Low,
That's a cross. You see, if you're
That's
saying
mid-range.
From
Mid-range.
okay,
That's
but also
mid-range.
pia the reason pia mnasema Cruz ni pia position yake like ama like kenye ameambiwa afanye inafanya apeane hizo long range passes more
Yeah, ziko
often.
fit.
But De Bruyne mimi najua long range passing hakuna mtu anatoa kwa
If you say mid and short.
okay, overall
depends
passing
short.
ability, overall passing
See, of
ability.
course, now that's Kevin De
Hata you
Bruyne.
can say
Okay,
it's De
sawa.
Bruyne. Please know you're happy, si ndio?
Aye.
Bias, yes, yeah.
Tiro, yo,
Ah,
mid.
Si ameshasema.
me
Yeah, mid.
My
As in,
mid.
Zi angine bado amjiexplain hiyo.
Oh,
It's an explanation.
Was
you do have
So-
an
Me, I
explanation?
feel like Busquets is like very underrated because you see, I don't think so many players will shine like his other midfield partners if he wasn't like press resistant. Unapata unakuja unampress, you won't get the ball.
yeah, that's true, that's true.
That's why I put him on my bench. When you want now, like let's say you want to come seal a game, sub.
Oh.
For me, I've gone with. Let me not say it's not a playmaking midfield, but something in that sort. So, and they're all in their primes: prime Modric, prime De Bruyne, or prime Ozil. And me, let me start because this one it will of course bring a lot of biasness, but I'll start with prime Ozil. Always prime Ozil. For me, he's one of the best playmakers I've ever seen to live. Bench De Bruyne because I know he's going to start crying if I say Modric, and then sell Modric.
I mean, yes, mimi naanza De Bruyne na bench Modric na sell Ozil. First of all, Ozil aliperform to Real na one season at Arsenal. Real na one season hiyo
One.
15-16
One.
ya Sanchez.
One.
That's the
One.
only because hizo seasons zingine either unapata Jamako injured ama kuna point fulani aula half the season aperform, then the later stages of his career vile hiyo stuff ya akaanza kuwa in conflict with the board na management, alikuwa anakula bench,
Naposa system
anakula
iko-
50k per week aikula bench.
But let me ask you.
It's
You know
because
the
football
fact
changed.
that you're saying at he only
stats.
performed twice.
Actually,
in
no,
only 2 seasons.
not 2 seasons. I'm saying his period at Real and that one season at Arsenal. Yeye alipata 20 assists.
Okay, let me ask you. Modric, like since you started knowing Modric well,
Yeah.
you knew him from which season? Well, as a playmaker, we all started knowing him after the Real season. I mean, this leave alone. I think is it last season or last season, but one is where now
No,
he's known as a performance
Yeah, but
playmaker.
that doesn't mean that he Akona performed the previous seasons. In two, he started getting recognition in the later stages of his career. So
Same
unacheki.
thing as Ozil.
Then
You
unacheki.
see, you expect that you have to have.
Same thing how same thing as Ozil. How?
You want
Always compare the two.
why?
Like when unasema same thing as Ozil, mimi nasema Ozil, I mean Modric anaanza kupata recognition later stages of his career. Ozil alikuwa anapata recognition hadi kwa Real, bro.
But you see, Ozil, you're putting such a high bar. That's why I've put Modric. I mean Ozil above Modric because you see, you put such a high bar for Ozil that if he doesn't attain certain things, he's not considered to have a good season.
Okay,
at
but
the
okay,
club.
between the three players, who's been the most consistent throughout their career? Like alikuwa na long period, like who was
De Bruyne.
the longest period?
De Bruyne.
Yeah, sasa nacheki na the least ni Ozil. Hiyo isikata. The least consistent out of the three ni Ozil.
But unajua, like let's say
Tunaangalia the impact
They've done.
achana.
Sasa
You
impact-
De Bruyne
ona-
pia
ona,
kina
that's
favor.
what-
Sasa ona, okay, hii era yetu, the people of the most impact ni Messi na Roro. But who have been the most consistent? Messi na Roro.
But you see, that's why I've used the words in their primes.
Okay, in their prime. In their prime
Yeah,
and
In their
still
prime
pick-
means in their
Okay,
prime
in their
means
prime.
in their prime means
Oh, just my prime.
I said
I'm
I said
sorry.
prime.
Okay,
Ozil.
so kama ni prime,
Mm.
De Bruyne, Ozil, then sell Modric.
Oh, finally.
De Bruyne,
Come to
manze.
your senses.
De Bruyne,
Any biasness again.
De Bruyne is that guy.
Ozil is the best.
I can do
playmaker,
naweza fanya episode mzima nikidescribe Kevin De Bruyne manzi.
because
I swear, huyu jamaa what is doing at the Prem
Mjawani
is
biased.
as in when's the last time mtu alikuwa anafanya kitu anafanya maybe to
Niliambia
Beckham.
system.
Sema tu maybe Beckham ndio alikuwa na close to what he was doing at the Prem.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, before De Bruyne was doing okay. Wewe sema Ozil iko season moja manzi. One season.
Yeah, mwisho ya one season ukweli.
Yeah. Then De Bruyne alishinda MVP akiwa Wolfsburg.
Hii usilete hapa mambo ya Bundesliga hapa.
Bro,
Walai.
we're talking about his prime.
Sawa
Any
prime,
best
sawa
season.
prime. Alikuwa na 20 assists, alifikia hiyo record ya assists ya Henry ya 20 assists. Then pia which I'm also seeing anaweza break here this season hiyo 20 assists anaweza bakia assist tano ama bakia
Lakini
assist
sasa
sita.
shida ni unajua pia nyinyi mko na congested fixture.
Okay,
So,
okay, ndio shi anaweza
especially
kuwa rest.
vile kuna champe alafu some decisive games. Hizi ukicheza kitu kama Nottingham unadhani atacheza kila saa.
Okay,
Ataka
yeah.
mtu kama so
Sawa.
but
Yeah, that's so Ozil was a great player at Real Madrid
Ozil's prime.
during his time with Mourinho. When he came to Arsenal, of course, unazasema hizo stuff management vile alikuwa in conflict with management and the body iliharibu career yake, siwezi kataa. But also sikuwa napenda attitude yake at sometimes ni unajua like ujamaa unapata like hata kama ulikuwa in conflict unajaribu hadi just give your best for the club because you can't be earning 50k a week na uko hapo tu maisha zako. Come on man. Yeah.
I'll start Prime Ozil, bench, KDB, sell, Modric. You see, the only reason you're talking about Ozil like you're saying is bad is because he has bad finishers. You have someone like
Giroud.
Actually, if you think about his
At Real Madrid alikuwa na Higuain, Benzema, Ronaldo.
You said that is bad in Arsenal.
Okay, sa Arsenal.
The only
But also pia De Bruyne alikuwa na Sterling, bro. Sterling.
Sterling
Oh,
another
Sterling.
Why did you buy him? Then why did you buy him?
Angalia how many chances Sterling aliuza.
But you know
Angalia
how many
mabao.
times remember Sterling got 20
The only time Jesus wasn't a good finisher. Sterling wasn't a good finisher.
alikuwa na Aguero mbele yake.
Aguero how many seasons? I want
alikuwa na Aguero.
time Pep alikam.
Compare Giroud na Aguero. Time na Giroud mbele yako na Aguero.
But hiyo time Aguero time Pep
yani Ozil
De Bruyne alikam kama Aguero time yake iniisha hadi akawa anacheza time ya Pep. Hiyo ni kitu tunajua. Alikuwa na Sterling na kina Jesus uko mbele surely au nani mse. Sterling isn't a finisher, is a remover. He's an outright finisher. You can't say that.
Why don't you compare na kina
you can't compare with
Alikuwa na Sanchez.
Sanchez peke yake.
Giroud alikuwa na Ozil na
Alikuwa na Sanchez peke yake.
that's why they own those that dude
Kulikuwa na hiyo
only
dude.
remember that's the only dude that's remembered. You see,
That's
you'll never say ati
alikuwa na Aubameyang.
Hiyo sana
you see that was now
prime
that was the time that
Prime
that was the
Misha.
time that now he was about to go to those sijui basic.
Come on.
Alikuwa na a finished
Look at-
Walcott, anyako anaweza kumaliza.
How comes during
Alipata
that time,
Giroud.
the time that him and Sanchez were like literally tearing up the league. You couldn't compare him. You can't compare that Ozil with De Bruyne. You can't.
Come on, I can.
Bro.
I can.
If you look at
I
some of the
can't.
passes they did.
Kwani unangi game ya De Bruyne wewe?
Kidibi huyu.
Yeah, De Bruyne, if you look at passes,
ni
if
tu-
you look
Asa
at
unangi
passes-
De Bruyne
No,
akisema
no,
goal
no,
bana.
no, tell us if I'm being biased.
Hii
Go look
iko
at De Bruyne's
overrated.
game nowadays.
Pata
De
combinations.
Bruyne's assist
Huyu
today.
jamaa-
De Bruyne is just going to get the ball and cross it and hope Haaland
Haaland,
can
yeah.
finish.
Yes,
De Bruyne was at his De Bruyne used to be creative when he was working with wingers because he had to know how the winger would run. Right now what he's trying to do
Ana whip
is
cross.
he just knows that
post.
Haaland, whether it's high, whether it's low, however it is,
The ball is
But
going
kama
He's going to
okay, if what
finish
you're
it.
saying is the truth, mbona hakuna mtu Dortmund, a midfield in Dortmund hakuwa na pull up hizi numbers time Haaland alikuwa Dortmund. Mbona?
you see, because in City, what has happened with City, it's just like what's happening with Liverpool. Liverpool, we have Trent. Trent became our prime and main playmaker. Same thing has come to Man City. De Bruyne is the prime and
Nah, but I'm saying during when Haaland was in Dortmund, mbona there's nobody who was filling up these numbers
which
as
numbers?
like De Bruyne.
Because Ozil
Kenya
was
na
not-
pull up
Because you
assists.
see, there at that
Because Ozil
time
was not
they didn't
there.
have one.
Acha niangalie. Acha niangalie.
There they used to have the whole team.
Bro, De Bruyne alikuwa na 20 assists in one Premier League season. Hiyo time Haaland hakuwa kwa squad ya City. So hakuwa kwa squad ya City.
Wewe unapata possession City 60%.
Sasa hii ina
Nasema system
how is
inamfavor.
that system?
System ina
Merchant
favor.
aje.
System ina
Ana
favor.
performingi for Belgium. Performingi for Belgium aje.
You see, it's like Ozil there
He's
because he has bad finishers now.
Nah, you can't compare Ozil
Yeah,
with De
yeah,
Bruyne.
yeah.
You
It's like
can't
that.
compare Ozil with De Bruyne.
Yeah, you can't,
For
because
Christ's
Ozil
sake.
is clear.
Anybody mwenye aliona game zao wote wawili.
saw, like,
De Bruyne is watu
Prime
overrating Ozil. Eric Tremina
Ozil.
ni boy.
Wewe na wewe
Watu
overrating.
overrating. Ozil was a great player. Ozil was a great player.
Isipokuwa Haaland.
Any player played at a Pep, I'm overrated.
Yeah,
Kama
anyone.
nani? Mimi nasemanga two facts that De Bruyne is one of the
Silva
best
the
ever
other day alikuwa
midfielders.
anatuambia sijui Pep is one of the greatest midfielders.
Bas.
Hiyo ilikuwa Barca kucheza Barca. Ile kucheza Barca 1994.
Anything with
Okay.
Pep,
Just saying
anything with
anything-
Pep,
That's a fact.
anything with Pep,
Fact.
anything with Bayern.
You can say kama ni kitu na City wanasema I'm biased. Unacheki.
Because you see, you rate them so highly,
I don't rate-
and you don't
it's
look at
easy
you don't
to
look at
see.
the things on
It's
the
easy.
plan.
Bro, anybody can see when like you can't compare City when De Bruyne isn't playing and when he's playing. That's a fact. Sindio tukubaliana hapo.
Okay.
Sindio. So that also shows how influential
but
it
you
is
guys
to
still
the
win.
game. So
Let me ask you, when De Bruyne
see, we
doesn't
lost
play,
the final against Chelsea.
he
Kama-
played.
Si aliumizwa.
Sasa ati ya 20 minutes sasa unataka
20
minutes.
20 minutes.
alicheza
Aliumizwa.
3/4 of the game alafu ati alifanya
Ah,
hakuwa ina impact
You
alifanya.
can't say ati because of
Wait,
that.
he's the fastest to reach.
Zi.
Ona,
Sawa,
ameaccumulate-
ile yenye alifumble ya nini ya Real last season.
Ona, check,
Alikuwa-
is the fastest
He was
to
in
reach
the
100
team.
goals. Fastest to reach 100 goals
Is
in
that-
the Prem.
Goals.
Fastest, 100 assists in the Prem. Fastest to reach
Because he has
100
good
assists.
Akona
finishers.
fi-
How? Then you finish amekuwa
Bro,
who's been the Haaland
assist ya
pekee.
KDB,
Aguero yote alikuwa
ana
anakuwa
win
injured kila
cross
time ama
tapping.
Remember
anakuwa
that
bench.
time?
bench.
Remember if you look at City's game, City, you guys,
Pass
if you
the-
look at
pass the
most
ball,
of the
pass the
most
ball.
of the goals you guys would score from the playmaker. If De Bruyne would always have the ball on the right wing, he would cross it. Let's talk about pre Haaland. He used to cross it until a back post where Sterling would come
See,
in.
it shows his technical ability. Mbona ilikuwa yenda anapeana hizo? See, because he's good, anajua kudeliver.
You haven't said he's
kwa-
bad at
kwa-
passing.
But yeah,
But
but
you see, you can't compare the assist that he's giving at City compared to what
Cheki.
Ozil was doing.
enda ushike compilation ya the best assists za Ozil na De Bruyne. Mtajionea.
Roger, you see, if you've said that now, Ozil on the camera, there's no pass. And I pick a pass and you see a person. Sasa imagine the camera cannot see the person, but Ozil can see the person.
De Bruyne
Yeah,
De Bruyne anafanya hivyo.
Nani?
De Bruyne pia anafanyange hivyo.
Ai, ya De Bruyne inakuwa yani
Bro, kwanza kuna passes zingine De Bruyne like hadi ni pass hadi msee ukiwa na game hadi unasikia kwani pass imetokea. Unapata ina cut defense hivi manze hivi.
maybe the only pass that he's ever done, the only pass that I've ever seen that he's cut a defense, like the cut defense properly, was the game you guys played against, was it Leicester? The one that
Yes,
you did
yeah.
yeah, that
And the defenders could not reach.
yeah, that one I can say okay.
Also,
Ozil.
hadi Belgium kuna hii nye alicrossia msee na okay, haikuwa nini karaka. But alikuwa na outfoot. Manze, wewe Ozil anafanya kitu kama hiyo.
Now you're saying that is just the same way.
Ozil anafanya kitu kama hiyo.
Do you think
Messi-
that assist for Modric, assist Modric did the screw? Do you think De Bruyne would have done? Si De Bruyne afanye. Mbona hajaifanya?
Sakifanya hivyo.
Ozil achip.
Angefanya hivyo ndo
Ozil
ashinde
achip
final
keeper,
ama.
analisha two defenders.
That's one of the best, bro. That's one of the best European
Si
goals
afanye
you'll
hivyo.
ever see. I mean, De Bruyne, you can say, I'm not degrading
Hajakataa,
De
lakini.
Bruyne. We're just trying to show you
That Ozil is better.
Ozil is better
At his prime.
at his prime.
Not overall.
Overall,
Mimi bado make De Bruyne nashukua De Bruyne,
At
overall
prime.
nashukua De Bruyne.
Prime.
Yeah.
It's always, man, I would always pick Ozil. I mean, if you look at some of the passes he did, oh,
Kwenda huko.
bro, you. Hey.
Ebu mkimaliza na hii video pitini hapo kwa compilation ya best assists za De Bruyne.
Mbite za Ozil utakuta you be dumbfounded.
Nah.
Perplexed.
Coach.
Bamboozled, eh?
Hata beyond disbelief.
Bro, it's just fact. Ozil prime will always be
Hadi-
better.
hadi
Than
sio
Hey,
hapa
you go and watch
tumeagree.
Ozil's.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sure
don't
watch
say.
Ozil.
Ah,
Watch Ozil.
Ozil nimeziona.
Unajua
Yote, but De Bruyne, man.
because you're a City fan unaendanga
Nah,
hapo
nah.
De Bruyne best assist una watch. Today leo
Lala
and
na Ozil.
and watch to Ozil assist, best Ozil assist. If you look at his game at Arsenal, remember the squad he has around him at Arsenal at that time. It was just him and Sanchez against the world. Sindio?
Yeah.
And you're still able to deliver. At City, it
So
was-
okay, so wana miss. Mimi nasema Premier Ozil ilikuwa Arsenal ama Real.
Sasa si real. You was
Bas
saying,
muona bas mna compare time ya Ozil Arsenal.
because you said
Aye.
his time in Arsenal was bad. We had justified the reason why it was bad.
Kwenda.
You
Bas
see?
acha bas mimi bring up argument yangu alikuwa MVP Wolfsburg bas. Alafu inamaanisha Wolfsburg manze.
Wolfsburg is a good team.
Ali average 17 assists hiyo season Wolfsburg.
Who-
Wewe niambie
who was the striker?
mni
Who was the
niambie player
striker?
moja mnajua
Who
wa
was the
Wolfsburg.
finisher?
Ama maitoka Wolfsburg.
Who was the finisher?
Weghorst.
From the finisher.
I don't even know the finisher manze.
That's
Ali mimi najua Giroud alikuwa finisher wa Arsenal. Hadi Wolfsburg hadi
After missing all chances.
hadi captain wao
Who does
Now
not
watching
watch
Prem.
Come on.
Aya guys, umesikia?
Hebu tuende kwa hiyo, hebu sio tupatie midfield yako tu.
Si wote hapa tusha agree.
Kila mtu asha
Ozil.
agree.
Disagree.
Ozil alafu De Bruyne
Bruyne
alafu
alafu,
sasa
eh.
Modric.
Disagree.
Sisi
Kwani
sisi
mid base hapa,
tumeagree.
Tunasema Arsenal peane au inasema hiyo mid like next sequence.
imeisha.
Walai, umesema.
Yeah.
Wewe peana nani kwani?
They give hiyo
Enzo.
kama vinga
Oh,
na
ah.
goalkeeper. Imeisha.
Yeah,
basi.
shaisha.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thanks for watching, guys. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Yeah. We're roadside to
150.
and 50, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wenda.
De Bruyne. De Bruyne.